Cavern Tavern is a 2 to 5 player dice game in which players act as servers in a fantasy tavern, and they roll dice, take orders, collect ingredients, and try to serve their patrons as fast and timely as possible.
Today we're going to walk you through how to play the game. We're going to set it up for you right now. We're going to go through a round, and then we'll show you how to play and win.
First off, you want to lay out the main board in the center of the table where everyone can reach, and then deal everyone a player board.
Then each player chooses a color and takes that color's meeple, 4 dice, time tokens, score marker, and reputation tokens. Place the 3 reputation tokens at the top of your individual tracks and place your score marker at 0 on the main board.
Shuffle the deck of nasty secret task cards and deal 1 face down to each player. Return the rest of the deck face down to the box, as they won't be used again in the game.
Then shuffle the orders deck and the items card deck and place both decks alongside the main board. Then shuffle the Nasty Dwarf Says card deck and place it on its space on the main board.
Separate out the 12 ingredients, as well as the magic potions, and place them next to the main board within easy reach. We like to order them based on where they appear in the cellar so that they are easier to recognize and pick up.
And then according to the rules, the first player is the one who has most recently been in a bar brawl. So we'll let Katie begin.
Ties go to the person who has the worst boss.
Yeah, and then the person who's in last from the dice, or from the start, gets an extra white dice to add to their roll, and then we'll explain how that gets moved around throughout the game. But I think that's about it. We should be ready to play.
Yeah. First, what everybody does is they roll the dice they have and look at the cellar, and whatever the ingredients correspond with their initial dice, they get those ingredients.
Right, so we get to pick what we want based on the dice we rolled. So I'm going to take a fruit, because I rolled a 1, and an herb, because I rolled another, or because I rolled a 2. Let's see, 2 gets me rocks and syrup on the rocks.
Pardon me.
And then once you've collected your initial ingredients to start off with, you can roll again to actually start the game, and then we'll let Katie lead the way.
Before we go any further, we need to lay out the order cards. This happens after you get your starting ingredients,
So that you don't cheat.
that way you don't know what you're working on yet.
And these orders are what we'll be fulfilling throughout the game to get big points. Each card has the point listed at the top, and if you're able to achieve and collect all those ingredients in that round, then you'll collect the top point. Go ahead and select your order, Kate.
Now, on your turn, you can do one of 4 things. You can take an order, complete an order, collect ingredients, or use as many item cards as you want. So Katie, because it's her first turn of the round, had to take an order, because everybody has to always take an order the first turn of the round if they don't already have one open. So she took an order, and now she also gets to place out her dice somewhere and claim a space and the ingredients or actions that that space entails.
Okay, I've got a 5, and I'm going to put it on the 5 spot and take an ambrosia.
That's the end of her turn. So I'm going to move on, and I'm going to select a card as well. See if I can pull off something. When you claim your card, you also put out your meeple to mark your spot, and then you put a time marker, and it corresponds to the time that you claimed the order in during the game. Because what happens is, as this time track moves down each round that we play, that's the number of points you would collect below the starting point if you don't complete the order this round. So I place my guy, and then I'm going to go ahead and claim one of the chores on the side. I'm going to go for the 10-point mop bucket, mop the floor. What that gets me is a rock resource, so I add that to my ingredient pile. It also gets me 3 points on the track, so I'm going to move up 3 points. And because I've done a chore, I get to move up 1 on the chore track as well. And then that's the end of my turn.
Now I'm going to just pool a bunch of mine together, and this is 17. 12 and 5 is 17. So I am going to do this serve dinner action in the kitchen. So I can move up 1 on the kitchen track. I get a mead, I get to steal an item, and an ingredient, and I get an item card.
Item card. 10 points, you're red.
So I'm going to look, I had to claim a order. Take an order. So this one has mead, syrup, spirits, wine. So I'm going to look, and I'm going to steal somebody's Syrup.
Thanks.
So it's back to my turn.
Oh, and I got 10 points.
I moved you 10.
Oh, excellent.
On it.
And I'm going to put this on the 2 and claim rocks, and that fulfills an order, my first order. Rocks, elixir, and ambrosia.
Way to go. So when she finishes her order, she'll get to claim the points that are at the top of her card. So move up 6 on the point track. Flip over the order so we know it's done. And that's all for that one. I guess you can retrieve your meeple. What happens at the end of this round if we have an order that we haven't been able to complete is we'll actually go down 1 on the nasty track. And each turn that you go down, if you hit this little middle stripe, when you get to that third one, you have to draw one of these nasty dwarf says cards. These puppies are mean and evil. Almost, I don't even know what I pulled up, but hiding something, discard one of your items. So it's never good. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 where you get away with not having to do something, but usually nasty gives you some horrible chore that you have to do in order to make him happy. So I've got 1 dice left though. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the 1 spot that I can, fruit or herbs, and I'll claim a fruit.
I'm gonna claim a mead. And now it's Katie's turn again. Because she already claimed an order, she could then go out and get a new order, but she doesn't have to. And she probably doesn't want to, because unless she's able to complete the order that she then takes, she'll go down on the nasty track.
Right, so she can avoid that by just skipping it, collecting more resources.
But if she has a whole bunch of ingredients, she might want to take that next order.
All right, so now I don't have any dice left, so my round is over.
And I'm also out of dice, so Katie gets to take her last turn.
Okay, do this.
Claims
Get
a
rocks.
rocks. And then that finishes out the first round. So you can see how quickly it goes. Now, obviously, we were not being as strategic as we could be, but after the round ends, everybody claims their dice back. Anyone who has orders that have not been fulfilled this round goes down 1 on the nasty track. So Katie doesn't have to go because she finished hers off. And then based on the new order, the person who's in the, no, look at me. The person who's furthest back gets the additional dice. All right, so that's good. And then nobody took the first player position, so Katie gets to maintain that and gets to start off for round 2.
Okay.
So let's play into this just a little bit more so you can see how it's going. Go ahead, you can start. And then we'll kind of fast forward to the end and we'll explain how to score at the end of the game and how to win.
So I'm going to claim this one.
So it's my last turn, and I'm going to place my dice on this item card here in the Wizard's Workshop. If I had placed them on this space, if I had 3 dice, I could place it here and get an item and a magic potion, which is kind of like a wild card. But since I place them here, I get to look at the top 3 cards of the item deck, pick 1, and discard the rest.
And hopefully he'll get something good.
Yeah.
Oh,
5 points.
good
worth
decision.
Keeping. And then I discard the others. I could have just played 1 here at the Talk to Nasty space, and that would push me up 1 on the nasty track and somebody else down 1, so they would lose points, but I would gain them.
You actually get to like badmouth somebody else when you go talk to Nasty.
Yeah.
So they lose a point and you go up a point, which is really cool and very handy throughout the game. So I think that wraps it up. We've played all of our dice. We've collected all of our points. You can see we're on the board. Let's go ahead and do the final scoring because this isn't our final point. This is based on the orders points that we've taken so far. But then we've still got ingredients, which we can score, as well as our secret nasty tasks.
Yes, so if you don't have any open orders, you
done.
count up each of your ingredients and give yourself a point for every leftover ingredient. Since Katie has an open order, she doesn't get to get any extra points from her ingredients. Then look at your orders and see which ones filled out your nasty secret task.
So I get 3 points for each one of these that has a beer ingredient in it. So I get 3, 6. I get 6 additional points.
Every wine.
Okay.
So my final score for the
Wow.
game is 70. Not too bad.
Well,
One.
now that you've gained all sorts of points, you then deduct points based on where you are in the nasty track
Minus
and
3.
if you have any nasty dwarf says cards out. So I lose 12 since I advanced so far in the nasty track. So I'm down to 43. And then because I still have a nasty dwarf says card out and I didn't complete it, I have to go down another 10.
10.
Wow.
That's a hurtful one. And I think that's it. That's how the
Yeah.
game rolls. So be sure to check this game out on Kickstarter. It'll be coming to the Kickstarters the end of the month, April, and we've enjoyed it. It has a great feel to it. This artwork is, we're obviously playing with, a prototype copy. The finished components, it's already good quality, so the finished components are going to be fantastic. The gameplay it works really well, very smooth. It feels like a polished tabletop game. Tantrum House gives Cavern Tavern 2 thumbs up.
Check it out on Kickstarter.